So here we are in the garden again, and I wanted to show you guys some of the stuff we're doing. So I switched them from watering in the late evening to mid-afternoon, but you can see the soil in this area is still wet even in the morning. So it's helping them, but we had a bunch of stunted growth like this little guy, and so I started picking these flowers off of them to make them bush out. And so you can see all the new growth. If you look down in the bottoms of them, this is what their leaves look like. And now their leaves are looking much healthier and they're bigger. So all of these are jalapenos. We have a potato plant from last year that decided to sprout up all on its own. And the same thing over here with the little chili plants. So we have our control. This plant was our control, the ones that I didn't pluck flowers off. And then these guys are the ones that I did. So you can see now, as they go in there, we have 10 and 12 flowers per plant, and they're doing a lot better, much bigger. The bell peppers, I plucked all the flowers off. Once again, this one tried to produce a bell pepper, but you can see its leaves got all horrible. So I plucked all the flowers off, and now you can see these new leaves that are looking really good. We have marigolds to try to control the bugs without actually going through and spraying them all the time. So they're doing better. We have beets, or radishes actually, that I planted in this area. Couldn't get anything to grow here, so what I did was I let the corn get tall enough to create a shade barrier for them. And so now all of these little guys are in the shade where they were in the sun before. I was also having a problem with the dirt getting so hot in the day. Like I said, I shifted the watering schedule, but now I planted these cucumbers, which are growing down along the troughs. So hopefully, instead of mulching, you can see like this one. Sorry guys. So this one starts here and starts to grow down there. Eventually he'll go, 10, 12 feet that way, and that one will go the other way. It worked better with the butternut squash over here. You can see them, they're covering up the trench all the way down. And they're not choking out the other plants either. Here we can see a little chili plant coming up in between the leaves of the butternut squash and the marigold. They seem to protect each other. That's kind of cool. The other thing I want to show you guys is the unique difference between plants of the same species. So this is a celery plant, which is funny because it puts out these little lanterns like this, and then over time they drop down and then the seeds fall to the ground. So that's what one celery looks like. But this is the same celery, only it's in its second year. So you can see this is more like what we normally see in the store, where you have a celery plant, pluck it up, cut the bottom off, and eat all of it. And then there was a third type, and it did this. I don't know what causes the difference, but all these big bushy flowers came off of a celery plant. Okay, broccoli is freaking out. This is a broccoli plant. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys have seen this before, but look at this. That's supposed to be a piece of broccoli. But now, all these flowers are extending, and I don't know what they're doing. So, who knows? And then over in here, believe it or not, this is a carrot. This is its second year. It has these huge blossoms. They look very much like a Mexican elder plant, and they're really cool. Back down in here, this is cauliflower, but I'm not seeing anything being produced on the cauliflower. So 2 more carrots. They're looking really cool. And then you look down in here, you'll see a flower like this in my hand. So they get really big. And this is a small one because the plant is small. The flowers on a butternut squash get as big as my hand. Really cool. So here we have more cauliflower, and then if you move past this little carrot, this is actually something I could not grow last year. Now, because he's in the bottom of all these other plants, he can grow. He is a Brussels sprout. You can see another one planted way underneath. We have to watch for this. See this leaf? Little tiny 1-inch green worms get in here and they will chow these plants down in less than a week. But that's it. So the garden growing, doing well. I was going to do these guys vertical, but I decided against that because when they cover the ground they save me water. We are doing vertical on the tomatoes, and the tomatoes this year are unique because you have to dig to find the tomatoes. Pretty cool though, but they're way in there. And these ones came from seeds, and then these two I got, and they were already established at about 6 inches tall. So that's it.